Welcome to the Super Salt Shaker Podcast. Chrono. Get ready for the next podcast.
Alright, welcome everybody to another episode of Salt Shakers. This is your host Chrono. I wanted to start off by saying hello to our newest guest. Yeah, Sketch. Yeah, Alex from America.
That's right.
But staying in Melbourne at the moment.
I'm in Melbourne, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so what business do you have in Melbourne at the moment?
So I'm a grad student, actually.
Okay.
Get my master's there. Yeah, so I'm there for about 3 years total.
Oh, yeah.
2 years, rather, sorry. 2 years total, and yeah, I'm just enjoying my time there. Doing events while I can.
Yeah, how's everything over there for you? How's the people treating you and everything?
Oh, they're great. Actually, they're the reason I kind of moved there in the first place, or a big part of it at least. And they're fighting game related. I met some of these guys years ago in Singapore for SEAM.
Right, okay, yeah.
They told me about Shadowloo, and they were really cool. They were like, hey, come on down, give us a visit. And
how long ago was that?
So I was living in Japan at the time. This was 2014. Yeah. So I went to Shadowloo at the end of that year, and then 2015 they did another one, and I enjoyed it so much I just went back.
Oh, wow, okay. And so obviously you play a lot of fighting games. That's why we're having this conversation in the first place.
Yeah, sure do.
So, so when did you start playing fighting games and everything?
So I started as a kid because my family, we owned a video store in New York.
Okay.
And we would always have arcade machines. We'd always have fighting games. At least one fighting game.
So this would be in the 90s, I would say.
Yeah, in the 90s when, arcades were a thing.
Video stores were a thing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's so weird how just the world is evolving in terms of technology. Like, you actually think that video stores, like, back at the time, first of all, it was a video store, then it's like a DVD store.
Right.
And then now it's like, oh,
do they even have those?
What store?
Yeah. Wow, that's funny. You have to clarify. Video store. I like it.
So, anyway, as you were saying?
Yeah, so I kind of grew up with that. And then I got a little bit older, and I found out about Chinatown Fair. Yeah. I went there for DDR at first, though. I was big into that.
Oh, okay. We've got a few DDR players here as well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Still popular.
We've got a bit of a community. It's not really DDR. It's more like ITG.
Oh, ITG.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And, so they have fighting games there, obviously. And I would play, and I'd get my ass whooped. I would get smacked around. They were just on a different level. Clearly different level.
Yeah.
So I would play every now and then, but I wasn't super serious. And then, in about 2011, around when Marvel 3 came out.
Yes.
That's when I started to play a little more.
Yeah.
And I had a friend at uni, and we would just play for hours and hours.
Yeah, okay.
About a year straight, and then we were like, wait a second, they have locals going on. Why don't we go test our ability, see what's good? And that kind of kick-started everything. I met some awesome people there.
Yeah.
Probably my closest friends are from there, and just the fighting game scene in general. I keep in contact with them. I have friends all over the world, and it just kind of... That's where it started as far as the community goes.
Right, okay. So, you've met these people. I mean, it's kind of funny because it seems like that's everybody's origin story. It's like, it started off with a local tournament. We just wanted to test our skill, and the rest was history. Yeah. Yeah.
Funny story, actually. So my first tournament was Seasons Beatings. This was actually before I got into the scene. Yeah. My friend and I, we found the tournament. We went to it, and little did I know it was one of the most, electrifying and just wonderful experiences that I've had. Yeah. So, my second match, I have to play Gamer B on stream. This is my first tournament. I have to play Gamer B on stream. It's on YouTube as well. Okay. It's pretty... Anyway, so I had to play him on stream, and I was nervous. I mean, my hands were shaking. I was like,
sweating.
Like, look, this is international. I've seen this guy on streams. Like, who am I, right? So I got pretty destroyed. And then I actually ended up going 1-1 in that tournament because someone played my loser's match for me. I didn't understand how tournaments worked, so someone ended up playing my match, and that was kind of it. So that was my experience with it. And I was a little... After that, I kind of took a step back because I was like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. But then, my friend and I, we found the locals, and that's where it started.
So Gamer B. Wow, yeah. So that was... Oh, okay, well, that's a story.
And that was actually the year he won, so it wasn't the worst losing to the guy who won the tournament.
Yeah, for sure. So Gamer B, so that was a Don.
Yeah, that was during Super as well. Yeah, when he was quite good.
Who were you using back then?
I was using Balrog.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Boxer.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. So, with that there, so that's what kick-started your passion for the community and for fighting games and everything. Is fighting games sort of the only genre that you play?
No, I mean, I like playing video games in general. Don't get me wrong. It's just there's something about the competitiveness of fighting games. Yeah. And it's, you and one other person. Yeah. It's very, very raw, in a natural sense.
Of course.
But I'm a big fan of, like rhythm games. Like I said, big into DDR. Yeah. RPGs. I'm very loose with those kinds of things. Yeah. I do like video games in general. And it's nice to take a break every now and then, Too much fighting games can kind of take its toll on you.
It does. And I kind of find this the hard way, really, because, you play a game and then you win big at a local tournament. So, you beat like someone who's actually quite prominent and things like that, and you're like, oh, I like this, and then you keep playing. But the thing is that sometimes if you keep playing, you get worse, don't you?
It can happen. It definitely can happen, and I think maybe it can be from overthinking. Maybe you become relaxed and kind of no one there's to challenge you. That's why you just need someone there to kind of meet you whenever you improve. They have to improve as well, and kind of back and forth.
So what about just getting absolutely destroyed by a friend who's actually really good at the game?
So that happens quite often. So there's a guy in Melbourne.
Yeah.
People are probably familiar with him. His name's Toxie.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's, all around master of fighting games. Like, this guy picks it up.
Yeah.
A couple hours at most.
And he's always good. He's
always
Justin
good.
Wong.
He's the Australian Justin Wong. I will totally, without a doubt, say he's the Australian Justin Wong.
Okay.
And so whenever we play fighting games, he's always pushing me to the limit.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
it's always great games with him. So yeah, I mean, it's important to have someone like that for sure.
Yeah.
If you want to
improve. We've got one person here. His name's Thomas, and he's a master at Tekken.
Yeah.
I mean, when we call him the absolute master because he absolutely dominates every tournament when he comes here. Any majors or anything like that, he'll always be at the top. He was a sponsorship of, he was sponsored by the E-Blacks, so...
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so it's quite big, and, he would give us a lot of pointers and things like what we're doing wrong and things, and it's actually good.
That's necessary, yeah. You need someone like that to kind of point out your flaws, because when you're playing, there's only so much you can see and analyze.
Yeah.
It definitely helps to have someone on the outside kind of explaining what's going on.
Right, no, that's definitely cool. Moving on there, you said that, when I opened up my laptop, you said that you've seen the logo?
I have, yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it would actually reach that far.
Oh, definitely. So, well, I follow a lot of the New Zealand guys, as well as the Australian guys on Twitter, and I see them. The great thing about the communities over here is they're very tight-knit, and everyone supports one another.
It's good because we're quite tight with Australia as well.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. And then, when you guys go back and forth between tournaments, there's so much camaraderie and just the passion's there. It's wonderful. It's a large reason why I'm still here.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you're sort of kind of making Australia your second home.
That's definitely, I definitely say so.
Damn, that's so cool.
Got my family out here.
Yeah, it's just so weird because, when you saw it, it's like Salt Shakers. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of New Zealand guys and... it's just so buzzy.
Look, you guys are all supporting one another and getting the word out, and I think that's what it takes. The support and the passion, it will shine, it will show, and you just got to keep at it.
Yeah,
I definitely can see big things coming from the community here.
Oh, it's good. I think that what we need is we sort of need more names, like bigger names, sort of backing us up.
Yeah.
It could be anything really. I mean, it could be Red Bull, Samsung, anything, like any big title. They'll be like, look, we're here to support the, the gaming community, the esports and everything.
Yeah.
Because the sad thing is that what I'm seeing is that I read a lot of news and things, and a lot of the older generation, they don't really take it seriously. They're like, oh, no, it's just a game.
Sure.
But then you sort of think about it, and it's like, oh, yeah, well, soccer's a game.
Yeah.
Baseball's a game. Anything's a game.
Well, I think there's more to it than that. Like, sure, it's a game, but there's so much outside of the game, right? Because people travel all the time for tournaments. They travel to see friends. They travel for the game. But they get out there. And it's not just you show up, you play your game, and you go home, right? There's
always banter.
Of course,
hanging out.
You get meals with friends, talk late into the night. It's great. Like, tournaments are some of probably my most enjoyed times of the year, I would say.
Yeah, it was getting to that point though. I don't know what you think about this, but maybe back in 2011 or something, at our local tournaments, it's always like the Street Fighter guys, and there's always the Tekken guys and things like that. And because the thing is that Tekken came so late into the console competitive scene.
That's right.
It's always in the arcade, and everything like that. So. We didn't really get to meet the Street Fighter boys until a lot later.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So it's actually cool to sort of getting the people together and having that banter and things like that. That's how I sort of got into the community.
Nice. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So for those that are tuning in there, I have Sketch with me.
Yep.
From New York. Well, his second home is Melbourne.
Melbourne right now, that's correct.
Melbourne right now. So, Sketch, tell us about, some of the sort of interactions that you've had with, other with the pro gamers out there and things like that.
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, I've traveled to a bunch of events. When I started traveling outside the U.S., I was living in Japan at the time.
Yes.
So I would go to different Asia events, and I'd see a lot of the Japanese players, actually.
Okay.
So it was kind of interesting, like seeing, Bonchan and Tokido at places, and you just kind of like, oh, hey, good to see you, man. You know, like, very casual. Because you see these guys on streams, and you're thinking, wow, they're kind of this entity almost,
but they're just
right?
people.
They're just regular people, you know, like, they want to have a chat.
Yeah.
They just want to talk about what's going on. Like, real easy. So it's a very interesting experience to go to these tournaments because, say with esports, different games like Dota, right? You have Dota, Counter-Strike. These teams are very much segregated. Yeah. They're in their own space. You don't really have fan interaction or interaction with other people.
League of Legends, for example.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So basically, we used to, for me, when I was into League of Legends, we used to follow like these people.
Right.
You know, like and we used to follow our favorite teams. You know, like Cloud9 and TSM and things like that. And so. I guess that there's more fans. Yeah. Whereas for us, because we're playing the game, you know, and we're going to these tournaments. Yeah. You know, it kind of seems like Justin Wong is just a normal, nice dude. Sure. And things like that.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think that's what's so great about the fighting game community is that, you can show up and you're Joe Schmo, you're Johnny Donuts, and your first match is against Daigo, right? Yeah. And that's the wonder of the scene. Like, it doesn't matter how good or bad you are. You have the same amount of capability to play in a tournament.
So, for example, if you have someone like that plays League of Legends, TSM, SKT and things like that, you're not going to meet them. Right. Because, they're performing on a grand stage. And then they are basically just a whole bunch of people that are handpicked, just like a sports team.
Exactly. Just like a sports team. You have your fans, you have your cheering section, and it's very much a spectacle, right? And if you want to meet these guys, you'll probably have to go to a meet and greet session, pay a couple $100, get them to sign something. But
I'll meet and greet with you, just shout me a burger.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. That's you go to a tournament and you'll probably hear that quite often.
Yeah, you probably, have Justin Wong going, yep, I'll hang out, we'll grab lunch.
Oh, you want to have a chat? Yeah, why not? You want to talk about this? Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, so I don't know if you know this, but we had a conversation with Jay Wong himself.
That's right. Yeah,
the Mr. Wong.
Yeah.
He's a real interesting guy.
Yeah. I mean, that guy's been through a lot, to say the least, right?
Now that he's just basically, from what I've heard, is he set up his own gaming house, sponsoring other people to go to these events. Yeah, man, what a cool dude.
I know, dude. And I remember watching King of Chinatown? Yeah. And he was talking about supporting his family, his grandmother, and it's like, I think throughout the years he's always been doing that with all his his wealth and success. Yeah. He's still giving back to his family. He's a very, very giving person. It's nice to see. It's really nice to see. So.
Yeah, it's so cool. Just having a character like that.
Yeah. It's something that it's good for us because you have some people who get egos and they think, oh, I play a game well, so I can treat people this way. But at the end of the day, we're all people, right? We play games, when it comes down to it. We're not saving lives. Yeah. But you just got to be the best person you can. You got fans all over.
Yeah. So have you met, the Beast himself?
So I remember...
You got Justin. So.
Oh, you're talking about Daigo.
Yeah,
sorry.
Daigo,
Beast, my mistake. Daigo, I met Daigo years ago in Japan. I was just at an arcade and someone was like, hey, there's this Topanga event going on at this other arcade. You want to go? Yeah. I was like, yeah, sure. So we go and... Yeah, he was there, and we just, I was kind of drunk at the time. Right. Got a picture with him and my friend, kind of just hanging out. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, that sounds really awesome. And so how is he as a person?
I mean...
The language barrier obviously is there.
Well, so I speak Japanese.
Oh, okay.
So, we had a small chat. It wasn't like, hey, Daigo is the family. It was kind of just like, oh, nice to meet you. And he was very much like, oh, thank you. He was courteous. Yeah. He was courteous, so... Yeah, very down to earth, I'd say, when I met him.
Quite polite, I'd say. Yeah. Yeah, very polite.
For sure.
Japanese people.
Yeah, that's most of them.
Yeah, so what about in terms of, yourself there? I mean, are you a sponsored individual?
Not necessarily sponsored. Actually, yesterday, my friend launched his website. So he has a clothing line. It's the Tar Pit Club, and he's a friend back from uni times.
What you're wearing right now?
I am. I'm sporting it. He's helping me out with some clothing.
Cool.
But you know what? Like, I'm just here to support him. I love his clothing. It's comfortable. It's nice. The designs, I really like it. And he's trying to build a kind of esports division. And you know what? I'm just there to support him because he's a good friend. So as far as sponsors go, it's more just like I'm helping him out and he's helping me out kind of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We're basically we've got a few people that's helping out, such as Hewlett Packard.
Oh, awesome!
So definitely want to thank them for that. Nice. They're the ones that supported us with these with these cool gears, such as this laptop and everything that we're doing this podcast on, which is great.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you mentioned before that you had some stories about Justin.
Yeah, so actually the first time I met Justin was Canada Cup, I want to say 2015.
Yeah.
Last year of Ultra.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of players out there. Like that was when they had the 5v5, I believe, and they had like Team Japan.
Yeah.
They had like Team UK. It was like Ryan Hart and Pro Fluke, like two guys.
Right.
On the 5-man team. So that was a really good year. And I remember for the Salty Suite, they were streaming, it was upstairs, it was rowdy, everyone was drunk, everyone was having a good time. And I'm just standing there and Justin comes up to me, he's like, "Hey Sketch, man, I really like your Rolento." And I was like, "I'm sorry, do you know me?" Like, that's really cool, but holy shit.
So he was the one that approached you?
He did, yeah. I think he had a little bit to
sick.
drink. It was very flattering. It was very flattering to hear him compliment my Rolento. And I was like, "Thanks, man, like, do you have any advice?" And he gave me some advice, like, straight up, and I was like, that's awesome.
That's the thing about Jay Wong, eh? He knows how to play every single game. He's damn good at it.
Oh, man.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great watching him play. And you know what? I actually really like listening to his commentary.
Yeah.
I wish he did more commentary, to be honest. He's knowledgeable about so many games.
About everything.
His insight and the way he views fighting games.
Yep.
It's something to kind of admire, in a sense.
For sure. Yeah, no. You also mentioned that, there was some comments, like, I think that the boys were joking around with you. Something about Street Fighter 5?
Street Fighter 5,
yeah. Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's touch base on that. So, you have some things to say about Street Fighter 5.
Alright. So I kind of had, like, a love-hate relationship with the game. It started out that I really liked the game. I had a lot of fun with it.
Vanilla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scene was great. Everyone was kind of getting back into things.
Yeah.
And I was in New York at the time, so it was just a lot of people were playing.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And then as time went on, I was kind of getting a little frustrated. And the problem was, I couldn't figure out what was going on, what was wrong. And after a while, I just realized this doesn't play like the more traditional games I'm used to. This is very much its own game. And
is that right?
Yeah, it didn't. For me, I'm more kind of old school, fast paced games, and this is very much its own thing. I can't compare really any game to Street Fighter V. And at one point, I thought that was a bad thing. I thought this isn't like Street Fighter 4. This isn't like my other Capcom games. But after a while, I thought, you know what? Street Fighter 4 wasn't like Street Fighter 3. Street Fighter 3 wasn't like Street Fighter 2. You got to realize they're all different games.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know what? The best thing about Street Fighter V, it's pushed me to play other games. So I thought I had to focus just on this one game, but you don't have to. It's a game, but you don't have to play it.
Wow. That's some advice there.
So it was a roller coaster, but now I'm very much neutral. I don't want to rain on anyone's parade. I know people like the game. I think that's awesome, and I want them to keep playing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So basically, are you saying that Street Fighter V is actually quite slow pace? Is it? In
my perspective, yes. I think it's slow paced.
What about, like, if you're comparing slow Street Fighter, what about, something like World Warrior or Champion Edition?
Sure, but I think those games are just very much their own thing. You can't really compare World Warrior to Street Fighter V just because they're entirely different games. I think the way you play them, the mechanics, it's not comparable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, in this day and age, I think certain games have to adhere to certain rules. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a thing. So I've come to terms with that.
Yeah.
And I'm very much neutral about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's some generic questions that I have, like, for all my guests.
Yep.
So, what do you... in the whole fighting game community...
Yep.
Who are all the people that you've met and seen and things like that, who do you think is, like, obviously the people's champ? And who do you think are the heels?
Oh, okay, the People's Champ. I feel like the number one person when you hear People's Champ is Mike Ross.
Okay.
That's like, speaking of, that guy's awesome.
Yeah.
He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah,
I met him years ago, but People's Champ, yeah, I would definitely give it to him.
People's Champ?
Yeah, for Mike
I
Ross.
thought that it would be like Jay Wong.
Jay Wong?
He was a villain at one point.
He was. I remember, at least during Street Fighter V, there was a time when he did not lose, and he was just winning. I think Street Fighter 4 as well, and people were just kind of sick of it. You know,
okay.
They were like, we want to see someone else win.
Yeah, okay.
But, you know, he's just...
So Mike Ross?
Yeah, I would think so.
Damn. Okay, who do you think are the heels then?
The heels? I mean, I would have to say Filipino Champ. He's like the number one heel in my opinion. Like,
you either love him or hate him though,
yeah,
right?
For sure. And I mean, he's entertaining at the end of the day, right? Like, him and Kane Blue River.
Yep.
That Marvel... That whole weekend, you know, first they have the set, and then the end of the tournament, it was just, it was wonderful. It was the just desserts.
Yeah.
He ate the humble pie,
yeah,
extra serving of it.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. So it's, I think it's wonderful that he is this heel, because when he gets taken down, it's sweet justice.
What about, so that's Filipino Champ. What about Chris G? What do you think of him?
You know, Chris G, like, I don't think he's a heel. I just think he's very good at games. And then he gets backlash when he doesn't win because he gets frustrated. You can tell he gets frustrated when he loses. Right. And then people kind of are like, oh, I don't really like that personality.
He's salty.
He is, but you know what? That just shows his passion, right? Like, he doesn't want to lose. And I gotta respect that.
And that's what's wrong with society and social media is that they try and portray you as a person, like a personnel. Like, you know, oh, you're salty. So it's like, yeah, I'm salty. I like the game. I actually, no. I rephrase, I love the game. Yeah. That's why I'm salty. Yeah, that I'm losing.
There's a passion for it, and you gotta respect it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. Much
any other name drops that you want to
Let me
mention?
see. As far as heels go, I gotta say Wang, because Wang came to New Zealand and is acting the heel to the part. I mean, he's trying to bring the Australian heat. He was talking a lot of smack today. Yeah. So, shout-outs to Wang for being the Australian heel.
Well, that's the thing about Aussies when they actually come to New Zealand. Yeah, like, because there's more players over there, eh? And, people just, they get better quicker because there's more people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And, we're so far away from the rest of the world.
That's why when the international players come, it's so awesome to see everyone take advantage of that. Like, they understand how important it is to get players of different caliber from different areas of the world and get practice with them and absorb as much as they can. So it's very much important for people from other countries to come visit for these tournaments. And I think I know one day you're going to have a big New Zealand tournament. You're going to get the international show up. I guarantee it, and they're going to love it.
Let's hope so. I mean, there was a bit of controversy that happened about a month ago.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you heard about that.
So yeah, the controversy had to do with the Capcom Pro Tour.
Yeah.
And, not only was there an issue in New Zealand, in Australia, OHM, they lost their ranking points.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were upset. And I can see exactly why they were upset. But the best person in the situation was Dave.
Yeah.
From Standing Fierce. That guy had the best attitude about everything that was going down. Everyone thought, oh man, no Capcom Pro Tour points, this isn't good, it's not looking good, the scene's not going to be in a good place.
Yeah.
Dave was like, you know what? We're here to support you guys. It's not about Capcom Pro Tour. We're going to put on the best event we can. We're going to work with our Australian brothers and sisters. We're going to put on good events, and that's the bottom line. And at the end of the day, if we get Pro Tour points, awesome. If not, it's fine, because we're trying to build the scene. And I respect him so much. Him and all the Standing Fierce guys. Yeah. I have the utmost respect for them.
Yeah, Dave has been at this for years. Yeah. He's been at it for so long, but... it's about time where, we need to reward him.
For sure.
Yeah, for all the stuff that he's done for us, really, for the gaming community, for the FGC in New Zealand.
Look, he's put in hard work. I guarantee it. It's going to pay off. Yeah. Guarantee it, because the passion shows. And at the end of the day, there are people who run tournaments for business, and there are people who run tournaments for passion, rather.
Yeah.
The people who run for passion are going to see the profits, 100%. When you run for the profit, you're going to see a little bit of it, and then that's it. It's going to be
They're going to run out of money, and then eventually it just fizzles out.
They'll run away. They won't pay out. There just won't be an event. They, you know. But when you see the passion involved, that's all you need.
Yeah. Speaking of controversy, we also had a local one as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not too sure if you heard about this, but there was a time when there was a local tournament in a small town.
Okay.
That just happened about a month ago, and what happened was the guy that ran it didn't know anything about fighting games.
I've seen this happen before.
Yeah, so basically it was a net cafe. It was a designer school.
Okay.
And and then basically they were funding money for the less fortunate kids.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, and just giving them a program to just to go with.
Yeah.
Really, and they like playing games, and they also like media design and things like that. So basically, they just said, look, we're going to put together a Tekken tournament because that's basically old school arcade and things like that.
Yeah.
And so he posts it up. The fighting game community got a hold of it, but then on the day of the tournament, that there was some bullshit rule.
Okay.
That obviously because someone that that has zero knowledge about fighting games would probably make this mistake. So what he said was he's like, okay, we want an entertaining event.
Okay.
So you cannot hang back and and wait for them to come up just so that you can do so-called cheapies. Now,
I heard about this.
Yeah.
I heard about this.
So what they probably mean by cheapies is obviously someone picking Eddie, or something like that.
Okay.
So they said that there's a 3-second rule. If you don't move in 3 seconds, you're disqualified.
Okay.
So there was a lot of uproar and everything. It got put on Reddit and everything, and it got a lot of backlash. So it was saying, oh, this is why the world doesn't take New Zealand Tekken seriously.
Okay.
And things like that. And I don't think that's the case at all. It was a guy that didn't have any knowledge about fighting games, and he made a few bad wording decisions,
Right.
I guess.
So I've seen things like this happen before. In all different places all over the world. What happens is people who aren't familiar with the scene want to host something. The problem is our scene is very tight-knit when you think about it. We have our specific rules. They're well known throughout the scene. And when someone's trying to come in and do their own thing, some people see it as almost a way to profit, right, off of our passion.
Right.
And a lot of people are quick to point out bullshit.
Yeah.
And they don't want any of this nonsense, right?
I hate to say it, but I think that there are a lot of bigots out there.
Sure.
And and I think that they do jump to a lot of conclusions.
I think some people might see it as encroaching on something we is our passion, right?
Yeah.
And on the other side, it's just these guys who want to throw an event and they just don't know.
Yeah.
It's not that they're malicious. It's that they're trying to push a certain agenda. They just don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much for actually pointing that out.
Yeah,
I mean it's definitely something that that needs addressing and things like that. I actually went to the tournament myself, and I drove down, and it was actually a really good tournament.
Oh, awesome!
Like, it was awesome. The people were very, very accommodating. They provided us with drinks and things like that because it was going through overtime.
Yeah.
And they gave us pretzels and all that. Yeah, they actually went out to the shop to buy groceries.
Oh wow, that's nice.
And it was like, oh yeah, here's a Red Bull, on us and things like that. And it was a really good event. I think that they're coming to the event in Waikato.
Okay, nice.
Which is War. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
So War, that's happening in April.
Yes.
So that's just around the corner, and they're coming to it.
Awesome. That's good.
So,
you know what? That's good that they weren't scared off. That I guess they're accepting the criticism, or they're they understand what happened.
Yeah, it's just I guess that they just I told the guy to come on stream.
Yeah.
And he basically said a prayer and everything, and he was like going, oh yeah, this is our community, this is what we do, and things like that. There has been a misunderstanding, but I hope we're good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that it ended that way.
Yeah.
But no, I have seen events where people would advertise oh, there's this entry fee, but there's nothing about payout. Or they say payout gets $100. Mm-hmm. But us in the community, we know, wait a second, well, there's entry fee, and then there's venue fee.
Yep.
Or rather, there's yeah.
Yeah, these guys were awesome though, because what happened was $1,000 was the prize money, was the prize pool. They forked it out of their own pocket.
No kidding.
And basically the only thing you needed to do to enter that tournament was a gold coin donation.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Wow,
yeah, definitely.
that's awesome.
Very, very generous people.
Yeah.
And hey, you know, whatever works for them.
Yeah, that's awesome that they got involved and that they're coming to the.
I'm hoping that hopefully later on they might talk to Dave.
Yeah.
And they might have, you know, maybe a thing going in their town.
That would be great.
And things like that. Because obviously we've got Rambats in Auckland, Hamilton, Christchurch, Wellington. It's all there.
Yeah, and I saw recently Dave did an event where he played games with
children,
with, like the kids. Yeah,
I was there.
Were you there?
Yeah,
oh, how was it, by the way?
Kids are learning. They're learning.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's there are a lot of the kids that are just, you know, they don't really go home and things like that. They just hang around places. But no, they're good kids.
That's good.
They're good kids. I mean, we decided to like say, hey, look, okay, this is what we grew up with. You know, we hope that, you know, you've seen, you know, your brothers play and things like that. So yeah, here you go nuts.
Pass it down to the younger generation.
And basically some of them come up to us and goes, oh, teach me how to do these combos and things like that. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Nice.
Yeah, let's sit down. Okay, it's like, this is one button, this is the other button. You don't smash it, you just
teach them not to mash.
Yeah, teach them not to mash. That's the one thing. Anyway, before we wrap this all up and ride off into the sunset, just like I like to always say, so before we wrap this up, I'd like to also ask you one other question. This is another question that I ask everyone.
Alright.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, who is your fighting game waifu?
Waifu? Kula. Kula, easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about that.
That was KOF 13 for me. Kula is Bae.
Oh man, another KOF. You know, for me, my my fighting game waifu is actually Athena.
Athena, very nice choice. She was on my team as well.
Yeah, people keep thinking it's Ling Xiaoyu, but she's a friend.
Okay,
she's
friend zone.
Just a friend.
All
just a friend. She's my Pikachu.
Nice.
That's all I can say.
Nice.
Like, yeah. She's the one that always comes out and just helps me.
Yeah.
And everything. Today it didn't really work out as good, but
okay.
you know, she needs to have a good rest now.
Sounds good.
She needs to go to the Pokemon Center, you know.
Heal up.
Yep, heal up. So yeah, thank you very much for doing this,
pleasure.
man. Like, honestly, this is really, really cool. I mean, it's really spontaneous. It's good seeing you here. I'm like, wow, okay, Sketch is coming? And Dave's like, yeah, he's coming. He's like, man, I need to get that guy on the podcast.
Oh, man. I'm humbled. Thank you so much for having me.
No worries. All right, thank you very much.
Take care.
host, Hanihani Mwohani. How you doing?
Good. It's good to be on the Soul Shakers.
Yeah, no, we've been meaning to get you in for a while. I mean, it's something different, something from Christchurch, something more Christchurch related, something more down south,
Down south.
Down south.
Yeah, but more chill.
More chill. Yeah, so obviously, you've been known as the Christchurch town hero. So, a lot of people when you go up, you're the only survivor. And then everyone seems to sort of cheer for you and things. I remember last time in Red Zone Rumble where you got the crowd so hyped.
No, that was because I was using the chain grabs, wasn't it? And then you started the hype with every time I landed a juggle, you'll start at the A, wasn't it? And
but I guess that's sort of, you gotta make that hype, That's how you do things.
Yeah. But I guess it was from that it kind of turned into the Christchurch hero kind of thing. I don't know exactly how it started, but yeah, the Christchurch hero, I don't know. Maybe it could be someone else.
I'll just probably say that you'll be if you were a Dragon Ball Super character, I'd probably say you're Universe 6's cover.
Oh, so if I'm Universe 6 cover, then who would be the Vegeta?
I don't know, probably Abuji.
Okay, okay, fine.
So, he teaches you how to become a Super Saiyan. And then, and he's got this, he's got the soft spot for you guys.
No, but let's be honest. Everyone who's asked Abuji about tips will know that he doesn't tell you shit.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was the last experience you got from him?
So, even Dan will agree with this. You verse him, and then you'll be like, oh, how'd you know I did that? Or, oh, why'd you do that kind of thing? He'll be like, oh, cause it's obvious. Everyone knows that you do that, and then that's it. That's the only tip he gives you. You're like, oh, so you're not gonna, you're thinking in your mind, oh, you're not gonna tell me exactly why you did it, frame-wise or anything? And then he's just like, nah, it's cause you're noob.
So he likes to talk down on people, but he's got this love-hate for you guys.
Yeah,
all the Koreans.
Yeah, I guess he does. He comes from hearing about the Auckland, I guess the Corbats. They have,
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like he has his soft spot for all the younger Koreans. I think it is.
Okay.
Unlike,
so you have people, like Sevio. I think Sevio's his favorite still.
I think so as well. I don't know about BG though.
Yeah, no, BG is sort of. They're sort of on the same level, those two. They're I think they're more friends because you guys are more like Abuji's underlings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so would that make BG the Omoni, the mum?
No, that's Rambo. So you guys are pretty much all half Chinese.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So even if I'm from Christchurch, I still have.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, you're the distant. You're the distant one.
Oh, I'm the one they sent away.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Hanihani Mwohani, let's hear about that. How did that originated from? Where did it come from?
Okay, so originally Hanihani Mwohani wasn't the gamer ID that I always used to go by.
Oh yeah, which one was that? What's the ID you go by?
I used to go by ID. It was Kain18.
Right.
Which is spelled Gain 18. And for Koreans, they'll know what 18 is. In Korean, it's pronounced 18 as shippai, but it sounds like the swear word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Kain is it was a girl group back in the days called Brown Eyed Girls. It was one of the idols, which I enjoyed. And so that was the original gamer ID. And then another girl group came out, and then I was a fan of a person called Hani, and then that. And then I was just kind of playing around with words, and it was like Hanihani Mwohani, which in Korean translate to Hanihani, what are you doing?
Oh, okay.
So it's a play on words in Korean,
right?
But it kind of rhymes.
So Mwohani is what are you doing?
Yes.
Okay.
And Hanihani is just like Hanihani, just like saying her name twice.
Okay. So you're pretty much a big fan of this girl named Hani.
Yeah, I don't know if these days I still like her as a celebrity, but yeah, that's how it originated.
Oh, okay. So it all originated from being a fanboy.
Yeah, from a K-pop fanboy.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's different. So on another topic, there, you know, you said that you are, you know, obviously we know that you're Korean.
Yes.
But you also mentioned that you were born in New Zealand as well.
Yep.
Born and bred.
Yep. Born in Christchurch Burwood Hospital.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay. So. Nah, you don't really get many sort of, I guess second gen. I'd say. Nah, you're more first gen.
First gen.
But you know, I guess that's where like all of the other first gens will come in later on. But you know, you're like it's quite rare to actually hear like a New Zealand-born Korean.
Yeah. There's quite a few in Christchurch. Like we have our own kind of group of Christchurch, well, New Zealand-born Koreans.
Yeah.
Like, we call it the OG Koreans.
The OG Koreans.
Yeah.
Even though that you're not born in Korea.
Like OG NZ Koreans, I guess it is.
Yeah, Kiwi Koreans.
Yeah, they're like
Kiwians.
Yeah.
Kiwians, okay. We'll call you guys Kiwians, eh?
Because we're all in our, like, pretty much all now in late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
So, yeah.
No, that's cool. So, your name, like, let's sort of touch base on that. So, you said that it's Jiangsu, like, that's pretty much how it's like, you know, spelled.
Yeah. So the pronunciation, well, full Korean name is Chung-su.
Chung-su.
Yeah, it's actually a very uncommon name.
Right.
And then I do have my English name, which is Simon, which I only use at work.
So people like at work just know you as Simon.
Yeah. Just Simon. Like, they have asked me about my Korean name, but I just, like, kind of, you know, pass it on, like, just non-existent at work.
Funny thing, though, is that, like, I have a Chinese name, but a lot of people don't really know about it. It just sort of stays within the family, but it's, like, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
I'd say. And plus, you know, like, you know, these days, we all just call you Honey, so.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, so I kind of like now have a gamer name, have my English name and my Korean name, which is only used like by friends and families, like the Korean friends and families, and then gamer name, which is used by the gamers, and then English name, which is used by workers.
So you've got like, you know, 3 split personalities.
Yeah.
3 split personalities. Hi, I'm Simon. Hi, I'm Jiangsu. Hi, I'm Hanihani Mwohani.
Pretty much.
No, that's cool. Well, so what actually? Let's hear about, you know, the origin of Hanihani Mwohani. Like, how did you break into the gaming community, and why fighting games out of a lot of things?
So I guess I'm like one of, like, I guess every origin story for gamer. Like, I started off with well, actually, I didn't start off with like any Super Nintendos or anything. I started off with a Pocket Game Boy.
Pocket Game Boy? Okay,
yeah.
So a portable, handheld.
Yeah, I started off with that. Went through all the Pokemon stage, Mega Man stage, Zelda stage. Then went into PlayStation, and first one was actually Tekken 3.
So PS1?
Yeah, PS1, Tekken 3. That's how I first got into fighting games, and I was your usual scrub kid mashing buttons. And then
picked Eddie?
Yeah. I actually picked Farah.
Oh, because it's Korean.
Mashing XXX or circle, circle, circle.
The pride is real.
And then I had a cousin, and then he actually knew how to play.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would go to his house, and then I'll play. And then one day he was just using Tekken 3 juggles, and I kind of rage quit.
So by what you mean by he knows how to play, it's not like 10-hit strings or anything like that?
No, he was actually like, you know, do like proper juggles.
Proper juggles. Well, they weren't really spectacular.
They were just like, you know, I guess like 4-hit juggles, weren't they?
Yeah.
So he knew that. And then I think I rage quit. I like threw the controller.
Yeah.
And then...
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry.
Okay.
And then that was it for fighting games until Tekken Tag 1 I played a little bit. I didn't have a PlayStation 2.
Okay.
I skipped PlayStation 2.
You don't really want to play on the PlayStation 2 anyway because it's so slow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to an Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I went into the Halo days.
Halo days?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when did you come back to fighting games? When were you like, Daddy's back?
That was when I was in high school and I met Gorilla Strong.
Okay, Tamati.
Yeah, that's when I met in high school. I think it was when I was year 9. Year 9, year 10 when Tamati, he was year 12. So he used to bring his PlayStation 2 to school. And then during lunch, all the Koreans and the Samoans and some white guys would come in. We'll play some Tekken 5 at lunch. And then that's when everyone knew how to do juggles. Like the T5 juggles, yeah. Yep. The simple, like, I guess, I think it was like Wang, back 2-1, forward 1+2, I think it was back in the days. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that kind of started off as me learning Tekken, like, properly. And then Tekken 6 came out, I think when I was in year 12, I think it was. I can't remember, a long time ago. And then I was actually working at Time Zone back then.
Oh, okay, so was this the Rickerton?
Yeah, the Rickerton Christchurch Time Zone. And that's where I pretty much learnt to play. Like you would have Glenn, Neil. There was like Kenyo. Do you know Kenyo?
I believe so.
Tall black guy.
Jurassic? Is that his handle?
No, I don't think it was.
Oh, okay.
And then there was some like other guys. I think it was like there was Demon. He was a king. I'm a king player. I learned a lot from him.
Was Glenn around then?
Yeah, Glenn.
Yeah. Neil would sometimes come down, right?
Yeah, they're brothers, so
yeah.
They would always be there. Like,
they're the OG Tekken 5 days. Yeah, Neil and Glenn were like at a different level.
Back then, they like,
especially when in 6 where Glenn just took off.
Like his Yoshimitsu, and then Neil's Hwarang, I think it was.
Yeah, that's right, Hwarang back then.
Yeah, and so you kind of verse them and you kind of learn. Like, I started off as a Dragunov. I learned Tekken properly with Dragunov. And then I learned King from Demon. And that was pretty much how it all started. Like, Tekken 6, and then Tekken Tag 2 came out. Played that. But I never went to tournaments, though, back then. And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you never went to tournaments, but you'll normally just play. Will you normally be online?
No, I was the arcade kid.
Right. So you'll just you'd rather just stay in the arcade and just play people there. Right.
Like,
okay.
I had Tekken 6 and Tag 2 at home, but I wouldn't play it as much as I would at Time Zone.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's.
So I would assume that, since you worked at the Time Zone in Rickerton, there's probably been quite, we've heard of these dramas and things like that, but there's got to be a lot of drama going on between, some players, and things like that you hear.
Yeah, of course. I think everyone might know there was that certain player.
I think I know who you're talking about, so we'll not mention anything.
Yeah, we won't mention names, but yeah, there was, dramas between people.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, so, you see that, and then you just kind of watch and you're like, as long as there's no fights or anything, it's fine.
I don't even think that anyone would, swing a punch, really.
No, because, everyone was, like, a close community, but, like, everyone, like, some people don't like losing, kind of thing.
Well, if you really swing a punch at someone, you know that you're going to probably get exiled from the community.
Yeah, so, that, but, yeah, a lot of dramas.
No, that's quite a bit unfortunate because, we are quite close with the community and things like that, and, for something like this to really happen kind of impacts the whole community themselves, really. Yeah. But back then, I don't know about you, but after the whole Standing Fierce and the whole Rambats and things like that, the big tournaments that are happening, I kind of feel that, our fighting game community is definitely getting closer, even though that, there's the 4 main places, so you got Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, and Hamilton.
Yeah. Hamilton's coming up now, right? It wasn't as big, I don't think. Like, I don't think Hamilton had any big majors until recently, the war being announced.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got a big enough sort of following over there anyway. And you've got, like, you know, good dudes over there like Arashi, and and them just holding the fort.
Like, yeah, Arashi, then there's like Reckless Steel, P-Town, Kuma. Yeah, like, you've got, everyone knows who they are, but I think it's like the players that don't come to big majors that, like, we don't see them as like the big community, even though they might have one. So
yeah, for sure. So you have always been like a PC player,
yes,
and things like that. So that's how we encountered each other on PC.
Yes,
and I remembered clearly that I got really pissed off one time because I was actually farming treasure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was doing treasure farming with in the treasure battle mode in Tekken 7, and what I did was I binded the 3 and 4 sort of opposite. So 4 was 3, 3 was 4.
Yeah.
And basically I would use that for Katarina. So basically I'll just put the turbo on and I'll keep it as turbo. Yeah. So what happened was I forgot that was on. So I pretty much went straight online, and so I picked Xiao Yu like always, and then I encountered you, and then next thing I knew it, I'm like, shit, my buttons. so I pretty much just had to play like a whole thing. I mean, I ended up like losing, and I was on promo as well. It's either I was on promo or you were on promo.
Okay. Yeah.
But like I didn't want to lose that game.
Well, nobody wants to lose.
Yeah. So I was like, oh damn it! If I had those buttons, and then I think that I rearranged them and I got you again. And I'm like, okay, it's revenge time. So yeah, that's how we sort of that's how I encountered you.
That's how we first met, I think.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah, and then that's when we started hosting those PC tournaments.
Because, you hosted them first, and then I think I took over 1 week, and then it kind of continued to me hosting.
No, what happened was I believe it was me and Kyo that was
Oh, they were switching. You were switching around, weren't you?
Yeah, we were switching around, and then what happened was Kyo just said, "Look, you can do it now." And then I was like, okay, fine. And then I was doing them for a while until LPL. So we went to Red Zone Rumble.
Yeah.
And that's when we took a break.
Yeah.
So what happened was when we were at Red Zone Rumble, that's when I thought of ideas on the podcast and everything like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give that a go and see, how that goes. Whoever wants to take over the tournaments, they can.
And then back then, like, I had the time and everything, so I was like, okay, I might as well. Like, I had all the streaming stuff ready, and then all I had to do was just change some formats, like the layouts and all that, and then so that's why I did it. And then when I first did it, it wasn't bad, like. And then I realized later on, like each week, like doing it each week, it actually took a lot of time and effort.
It drains you, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that's why I changed it to once every 2 weeks, like once every fortnight. And I think that kind of better suited it. And that's when I think Jamie and Connor changed PS4 to fortnightly as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was getting really, really tough. I mean, it was a good turnout.
Yeah.
A lot of them were good turnouts and things, but weekly was really, really hard.
Yeah, and then I think like with players as well, like weekly turning up is quite hard for them as well.
Yeah, well, you get those people that are like more dedicated, like Dan Banter. Like he would always show up every week. Mizu as well. Mizu would always show up.
Yeah.
And things like that. It was really, really good. Yeah, so it's good experience and everything. Speaking of which, we're actually doing a PC tournament this Thursday, eh? I'll be doing that one. You can enter, or if you want to co-commentate, you can.
Yeah. So I'll probably get back to Christchurch. I think it's like 3, 4 in the afternoon. Go home, maybe just have a little rest, and then could probably not. I could probably just set it up. Because I think if I do co-commentate, I can just jump into Discord and then
yeah. I'll just probably screen share that with you then.
Yeah, I think that would, like I did that with Dan last time.
It's way better.
Yeah,
way better. Yeah,
because there's like lag, like delay or lag or something like that when you go. People like when two of you go into this lobby and spectate.
Yeah, there's always like a bit of lag between the two of you, so you can't really commentate things properly.
Yeah,
that's for sure. So for those that really want to take part in this tournament, it's tomorrow, which is Thursday. What's the date? 22nd?
22nd.
Yeah, 22nd. And what time do you normally start?
I did it at 8 o'clock.
Okay, so I guess we can start at about 7:30 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since Noctis is actually announced, so I guess that everyone would be playing Noctis.
Yep. Have you seen some of his stuff yet?
I play him.
Oh, have you already started playing him?
I've dropped Xiao Yu and I started playing him.
Oh my. Oh no! Like, I saw a clip on Twitter.
He's cancer.
Yeah.
He's cancer. No. Like. You will. All you have to do is you just sit back
and then
if you see them remotely coming forward, then you forward too.
Like
it's dirty.
Like you can if you're quick enough, you can react to a Akuma Hadouken or a Geese Reppuken, and then that counters, like the teleport counters it, and then you get a punish. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's dirty.
It is. It really is. So what I normally do is, you sort of fish them to whiff, and because your down forward 2 is actually so freaking long range that it just clips them, and then they sort of float up. Then that's when you start doing your combo and stuff. It's fast as well. The only thing is that if they know that you're going to do it and they block you, oh man, you're in for a ride.
And then I was looking at the Discord, the NZFGC Discord, and all you see is Abuji, Kyo, just going through all the frames, talking about what moves, and if they join it, I know they're just going to be playing Noctis for the tournament.
Well, I guess that since Rambats is on this Saturday, then everyone's going to be playing Noctis. I heard that Wowzer's going to be playing Noctis as well.
Oh my, Wowzer's playing Noctis?
Yeah, he goes, I think I found my secondary.
Oh, he's finally found a secondary?
Yeah, and it's Noctis.
Oh my god. And then Milky's playing Noctis.
Milky is playing Overwatch, but yes, she's playing Noctis on the side.
She said she was going to play Tekken for a while.
Yeah, once Noctis comes out.
Yeah, and... Has she stuck to it or no?
Well, I saw her jumping on Tekken 7 the other day, or yesterday actually, when Noctis was announced. Yeah. So basically, what happened was when Noctis was announced, Wowzer messaged me, and he's like, turn off your Steam and restart it and relaunch the game, and you'll get Noctis. And I was like, okay, cool. So I did exactly that because I was actually practicing.
Okay.
So I turned it off, turned it back on. And then it only had the numbers, the effects.
Oh yeah.
Those effects are so cool. Have you seen them?
No, not yet.
So basically, what it is I think that if you have you get the red one and the white one. Now, just like the game in Final Fantasy 15, if you do damage, if you select the white one and if you do damage, the number pops up.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
the exact amount of damage, or
yes.
Oh wow!
So basically, let's say if you have Xiao Yu's AOP, 2-1. Yeah, so it'll basically say, it'll say the amount of damage that it does. So not the total amount, but just
each separate one.
Each separate ones, yeah.
Oh wow, that is it. Wow.
And I think that if you actually pick the red one, and it just means that if they do damage to you, then the number pops up of how much damage you take. I haven't tried the red one yet. I just tried the white one.
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
I gotta go back to Tekken. After LPL's over, I'll go back to Tekken.
Yeah, that's right. You've actually taken so much time, just to practice fighter.
Yeah. Like at Garden of Might. Because I only practiced one day for Garden of Might for Tekken. Like, I had to go back and relearn King's chain grabs.
Yeah. Speaking of which, as I was saying before, with with that there, yeah. So once how Wowzer actually said that he found his
yeah.
secondary character and everything. So he told me to like go back, and then afterwards he actually just said, I was like, the guy's not here yet.
Yeah.
Like he should be right above Jack.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I don't know. And then he's like, well, the file has been downloaded and it's there, so I'm gonna find him in Treasure Battle. And like, you know, we pretty much just battled like all these AIs, and he finally got him.
Oh.
Yeah, so he said that's what he did for Geese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he said, he goes, oh man, this guy moves so cool. I'm gonna main him now. Or I'm gonna like, you know, make him my secondary.
Wowza.
Yeah.
Because I talk to Wowza like now and then as well.
Good kid.
Yeah, he's a good kid, and I expect him to do quite well in tournaments. And I always told him to always main a second. Like, you're gonna need it. Like, once in tournaments, you do tilt now and then it's good to always have a second to go to.
Speaking of tilts, like, you know, for Garden of Might, man, I was super tilted. Like, when it was with Blackout. You saw that match, right? Like, I didn't know what to do with him. Like, I didn't know like what Xiao Yu can do to react to Eliza, because he moves really differently. So that's the reason why, like, that if I stayed with Xiao Yu, I would have been picked apart again.
Yeah.
So that's why I went Jack.
You went Jack, yeah, I saw that. But you haven't versed Blackout much, have you?
No, not much at all.
Yeah, so I think
because Arashi plays Eliza, so different, very different. Just totally on a different level. I mean, Arashi is like a player that, you know, you just go, hey, let's play some games, and things like that, and you guys just end up having a lot of fun.
Time.
Whereas, you know, Blackout, he's like, okay, I'm gonna like, you know, try my best to survive. This is like PUBG all over again. You know, I'm like deserted on an island, and I don't know who's gonna shoot at me, or what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, that I completely understand, because I had to verse him at Red Zone Rumble. Like, he was in my pools at Red Zone Rumble, and he knocked me out. And that was the first time I encountered his Eliza. I even encountered him online when you hosted the tournaments as well. I actually bet him that time.
Oh, right, okay.
I was the one who actually sent him to losers, I think it was.
And he came back, didn't he?
Yeah, he came back.
Yeah. No, I remember that. I remember that actually quite well, because, his Eliza, because it was new. Yeah, Eliza was new, and, you know, just looking at the way, like, all the movements and all the moves and things, it's just, the way that she moves is so cool.
Yeah. Like, but once you understand her, she does become a lot less threatening, but she's still a very cheap character to kind of play against. Like you know how Akuma, Eliza, Geese, like, they're meta characters, and in Tekken, like, you can't verse them as thinking as a normal Tekken character. Like, you have to kind of think of other game mechanics, like Street Fighter or King of Fighters or whatever. Like,
yeah.
It's not a normal Tekken game that you're playing when you're matched up against them. So, but once you understand that, I think it becomes a lot more easier to face.
Have you found that you've sort of mastered how to play against Eliza?
Nah. Nah. I've started to learn Akuma, because there's quite a few people who still play Akuma, but Eliza's just like one of, like, Blackout's the only one who really uses them.
So who would you rather play against? Would you rather play against a Geese or an Eliza?
I'll rather play against a Geese, because I used to use Geese as well.
Oh, okay, true.
Yeah, I picked up Geese when he first came out for like a week, and then
you just ditched him. Yeah. It's kind of like me with Noctis, but I'm probably not going to ditch Noctis because he's cool. It's like Soul Calibur all over again.
Yeah. I think he's a more Soul Calibur character.
Yeah, he is, with a sword and everything like that. Alright, so basically let's go to the more fun questions and everything. So, in your community there, who do you think are, you know, like, I normally ask this to everyone, but who do you think are the good guys and bad guys in the community?
Good guys, I definitely think you guys are good guys. The Soul Shakers, I reckon, good guys.
Come on, man! Like, you can't say that, because I mean, last time when we had that, like, you know, when we had that 5v5, I was booed. You're the one getting cheered.
No, but that 5v5 was it was for fun though. Like
I know, but I was the bad guy. I came up as the bad guy.
But it wasn't real Tekken. If it was real Tekken, you wouldn't have been booed. I reckon.
No. I would have been booed. Like because I'm from Auckland. For me, like I mean, did you hear what Nick said to me?
What?
Like I was like, okay, did you get that? And then like, I was explaining the rules, and I was like, did you get that? And he's like, no, because I wasn't listening to you, like, or because we don't listen to you, or something. It's like, oh, okay then. All right, so I guess that okay. So let's be the dick. So that's when I started like giving everyone attitude and things like that because that's what sparked it. It's like oh, is that how it is?
Okay, fine.
So what? Okay, so let's say that again. So the bad guys would probably be who would you think?
If I had to pick a bad guy,
like someone that's like a massive villain that like people love to see go down.
I would say, like, I consider, like, okay, I think villain would be Blackout, because, well, I like Hajir, he's a good player, but I think everyone wants to see him go down. Like, he's been on the throne for quite a long time.
Well, that's the reason how, like, Toast knocked him out, and everyone
cheering, yeah. But he's a good guy, but I think everyone wants to see the upsets. That's the main thing.
That's the reason why when Simp knocked him out,
everyone cheered again. Yeah, like it's not that people don't like him. It's just everyone wants to see upsets. So that's why I would consider him a villain.
I think that kind of Jamie's kind of a bit of a villain as well. Zaza.
Oh yes, Jamie as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like I think the people who stay on top of the throne for a long time become the villain. So their heart gets corrupted and and then they become they start destroying villages and things like that. Yeah, and then once and then the heroes are the people who take them down. Okay, so you think that someone like Wowzer or something like that? Yeah. What about like Dan Banter? I think that he's a villain. I think he's a henchman. He's the upcoming like he's like the Darth Vader to the Sith Lord. So he's Anakin right now? Yeah, he's Anakin right now. Oh, okay. So he's Anakin, but then he will turn into Darth Vader. Yeah. Okay, once Abuji goes down, right? Or once he retires, he's like, here's my helmet. Yeah, I think that's... I think that's how I consider the villain in Heroes. Oh, okay. So before we wrap this up there, Jung, what about the main question, the Salt Shaker question, the $1 million question? I know what it is. Who is it? I've always liked Asuka from Tekken. Asuka. I don't know why. I did pick her up. Virtual Bacon, I hope you're hearing this. Yeah. I've always liked Asuka as a character. I played her in T6 Tag Tour as well. Okay. Bit of her in T7. Like, she's always a character that I'll always play. Like, now and then. Oh, okay, so you don't main her, but... Yeah, I like the character. Okay. That's actually quite weird. I actually thought you might think it's Lily or something. I might... No! Really? I don't really... No! I hate Lily. Really? Yeah, that's why I don't like playing against Seville. But you played Lily. No. Well, the only time I played Lily was in Tekken 5. You also played Lily in Tekken 7. I did? In the early days. That's the one that I think that you got the promotion from me because of the buttons. You were playing Lily. No, I never played Lily. Oh wait, no, that wasn't you. Are you sure? No, that wasn't you. No, press R. Oh, press R. Yeah, press R to win. Yeah, that's the guy that that's the guy that plays Lily. I remember versing you with my Gigas. Yeah, that's right. Gigas. And I remember you getting hit by my forward 4-2, the big kick up shoulder into the grab that does half HP. That's dumb. But no, that's what it is. But Asuka, locked in? Yeah, locked in. Oh damn. Okay, so we got Asuka for Hanihani Mwohani. Does she remind you of Hani? Is that what it is? No, I just liked her from T5. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So that just kind of went along to T7.
Okay. Well, before we wrap this all up and ride off into the sunset, just like what I always say, is there anything that you'd like to say to, all your boys back home in Christchurch? Anything you want to say to Gorilla Strong? Any special mentions or anything like that?
Gorilla Strong, mentions Gorilla Strong, Nick for now. They're the ones that kind of brought me into the tournament scene. So thanks, shout out to them. And then, the Tekken community, it's a really good community. You talk to them on Discord, and then you talk about Tekken, you talk about other stuff. They're a bunch of good guys. So really, I think it's a really good thing that I got the chance to talk to a lot of people through Discord, and then TOs, they're all great bunch of guys.
Yeah. Just to also let you know there that you're in the same sort of episode as Sketch, so you'll be back to back as well with him. So he also mentioned that in these for the fighting game community, the difference is that we're a lot tighter and we're a lot closer, whereas you'll have people that play League of Legends where they'll have a fan base, but then you're not gonna be just a normal dude that's actually gonna show up to a tournament and be paired up with Daigo or something as the first match. You're not gonna be able to face TSM or Cloud9 or things like that. So we're a lot more tighter as well, because we can just meet Justin Wong at a tournament and just be like, hey Justin, big fan, and then he's like, you got any advice? And then he actually would sit down and give you advice.
So I think that's what that's the beauty of the fighting game community, compared to other gaming communities. So
Well, I guess that will just end things here. Well, thank you very much for coming on to the show there, and thanks for taking up this interview.
Yeah, thanks. I really enjoyed being on Soul Shakers.
Finally, you get your own time.
It feels like an honor to be on.
Really?
No, it is. You had Saint and Justin Wong and all that, and now it's oh yes, I get to be on it.
Now you get Hanihani Mwohani, which is even better because you're on a later episode.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's not early days anymore, man.
Early days. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you as well.